David Lucas here, and as promised, doing a quick follow-up video. This is for the broadcast that aired on October the 24th, 2015. And as is with the case of radio, sometimes if you're just catching a snippet of it or you hear part of a podcast, it may not make sense to you. So hence, that's the result of this video, to help you connect the dots. And we were talking about the damaging effect of fees. And in the example, if you remember, we talked about was a period over 20 years with someone that starts with $250,000. Now, in the example I gave in the broadcast, we said 5% rate of return. Don't get hung up on the return. We're just trying to give you the big idea in this illustration. And then fees, we were talking about, I've got the 3.5% in there. I will plug that back in. We were talking about an example of 3.5%, a variable annuity. Now, you may be laughing and thinking, there's no way I would ever pay 3.5%, or surely an annuity wouldn't have that much in fees, which that brings me to want to pull up our website. And this is at davidlucasfinancial.com, of course. And you can scroll down here and you'll see the free fee disclosure kit. And what you'll do is you'll click on that and you'll request that. And that'll allow you, we can assist you to filling out the annuity if you already have an annuity and filling that out. Or if you're not sure, we can pull the prospectus and we can help you do that as well. Included in that fee disclosure kit, we also have something for market-based investments. If you have a mutual fund, you can take it to your current advisor or agent, have them fill it out, have them sign it. As the old saying goes, knowledge is power, and a lot of people are just simply not aware that they're even paying fees. By the way, as a registered advisor, it was a strategic decision here at David Lucas Financial. We certainly provide those services, but we do not charge fees for money under management. All right, we just harness the power of technology to keep our expenses down, therefore we don't charge fees. Now, on the miscellaneous fees, you see 3.5%. And you can see without any fees at the end of the first year, I gave this an example, year one, through the magic of compounding interest, $12,500 earned with an ending balance of $262,500. Now let's put the fees in there, and you can see they got, Wall Street, the insurance company, through all these fees, $9,100. Okay, so in the perfect world, we would have no fees. Now let's look out 10 years. Now, through the power of compounding interest, your account would have grown again in the perfect world with no fees. It would grow to $407,000. And as you can see there in year 20, through the magic of compounding interest, $663,324. Now, when Albert Einstein talked about the miracle of compounding interest, I'm quite sure he didn't know that variable annuities would be created. They do tend to have a lot of fees, and that's why we say we leave those to Wall Street. So you can see $663,000. Now we put on the fees, and all of a sudden your future value is only, get this, $325,000. You can see there the fees, over $208,000 in fees. And you may be thinking to yourself, now wait a minute, okay, I understand that, but how come the account's not more than that? You have to remember there's lost opportunity cost. If you give up $1 today in fees, it's not only what that dollar could have cost you, but what that dollar could have earned. So where in a perfect world you would have had over $600,000, you end up with just over $325,000, which is around $75,000 20 years later, more than you started. And they didn't bring any money to the party, and they made money in this example whether you do or not. Now, what if we reduce that in the example on the broadcast to just 1% in fees? Now, many fixed annuities, indexed annuities, even with income riders, oftentimes have lower than 1%. We're just going to keep it simple and put 1%. So again, in the perfect world, we would have no fees, $663,000. You add in 1%, that's $542,000. Now, what I want you to realize here is, in this example, you have over 200. You end up with over $200,000 more dollars in your pocket. That's astounding. Did we take any more risk? No. In fact, in this example, we took less risk. And we, with that income rider on there, we put some great guarantees, some opportunity when the market goes up to earn interest that's locked in every year or 2 or 3 years or whatever it may be, depending on the index crediting strategy. But the bottom line is we didn't put our money at risk, and we weren't chasing higher rates of return, but what we were doing is focusing on minimizing cost. So now you can see $777,000 in fees versus over $208,000 in fees. So in this example, you lost a little over $100,000 versus well over $300,000. So I hope you've enjoyed this brief video. And by the way, I'll hit the show rates of return button here, and we'll go back to 3.5% in fees. I mentioned this on the broadcast. There you go. The actual return is just 1 point. I think I mentioned on the broadcast, but it doesn't matter. There you go. 1.33% is the actual rate of return. You lower that to 1%, and of course, the return increases from there. Again, just a little something to think about, and you need to be very aware of the effect of fees over time. It's what John Bogle calls it the tyranny of compounding cost overruns the miracle of compounding interest. So again, we encourage you, go to David Lucas Financial on the homepage there, click on the fee-free disclosure kit, download that, complete it, get informed. If you have any questions, get informed what you're paying. If you have any questions, we're always available. Give us a call. The number on the screen there, 501-218-8880. Or if you have a question for me, you can click on Ask David a Question. And there you go. We make it very simple. Just fill this out. I'll be sure to respond personally. This is David Lucas. Appreciate you watching this video. Make it a great day.